We begin with the latest from Gaza, where mourning and hunger continue to grip the population. On Sunday, Palestinians gathered at Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza to bid farewell to loved ones killed, according to local authorities, while waiting for aid in Beit Lahia. At least 4 were killed and 40 others wounded by Israeli gunfire as they waited for United Nations aid trucks in the northern Gaza Strip on Saturday evening. Gaza's health ministry says Israel's military has now killed more than 61,000 people since the war began, including at least 39 in the past day.
He went to bring food. He has no bullets, no weapon to shoot with. What did we do for this to happen for us? Enough with the hunger and genocide. They wiped us out. Enough.
The United Nations estimates that since May, over 1,000 people seeking food have been killed, most near the aid distribution centers. Meanwhile, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, employing a U.S. logistics firm run by a former CIA officer and armed U.S. veterans, denied deadly incidents at its locations, saying the worst have been elsewhere. In May, Israel and the United States urged the United Nations to work through the foundation, but the United Nations refused, citing concerns about neutrality, militarized aid, and forced displacement.
This way is haram by God. I was injured by a blade just because I wanted to provide food for my children. This way is crazy. It is haram. This way of receiving aid is not for humans. It is for animals.
On the aid front, trucks carrying supplies and fuel entered Gaza from Egypt's Rafah crossing on Sunday. Egypt's Red Crescent says about 14,500 tons of aid have entered Gaza since July 27th, when Israel agreed to allow more deliveries. Of the nearly 1,000 trucks that crossed, 800 reached their destinations, with some blocked due to Israeli restrictions on certain goods. Palestinian and United Nations officials say Gaza needs 600 aid trucks a day. Hamas has offered to coordinate with the Red Cross to deliver aid to hostages if Israel permanently opens humanitarian corridors and halts airstrikes during distribution. But the human cost is rising. Gaza's government media office says 23 have been killed and 124 others have been wounded in airdrops since the war began. And on Sunday, the health ministry announced 5 more starvation deaths in the last 24 hours, including 2 children. The total malnutrition death toll now stands at 217, with 100 of them being children, most in recent weeks, as Israel maintains severe restrictions on aid, even after partially lifting its blockade in May. Doctors warn famine remains a major threat, especially for Gaza's children and the elderly.